Don't think that cheap rings will do. They really are a false economy. Any ring that comes with a little bit of sticky on the bottom of the bottom ring is not where you want to be. What they do is they bore them out to roughly the right size, and they make the sticky tape take up the slop. That is not how you want to be running, guys. Rings need to be perfect, and these tier 1s are state of the art. Hi guys, Richard from SharpshootingUK here. I've got a video here today to explain the lovely tier 1 Uni-mount, and I've got a couple of versions here, the short saddle and the long saddle. So I'll just talk you through them now. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the normal tier 1 rings with the bubble in. They're repeatable when you take them off. They are the highest quality 5-axis CNC'd, which means that everything mates together so well that you can guarantee that repeatability. I've tested this, and they're not just close, you know, they are perfect. So I like the normal rings. They're a good combination of strength, but without being stupidly large and square and sharp looking. They're nicely rounded and elegant. Here, they're very strong indeed, but they're not too wide, they're not too stupid, they're not too heavy, and they work, and that bubble's just grand. So I couldn't recommend them highly enough, and I use them on everything. They do all the sizes, including 40mm, of course, for the big IORs. So these things are great. But what I'm talking about today is the bigger option, which has got some unique features that you can't get in normal rings. Okay, so 6-bolt, titanium fittings, same as the normal rings. And this one, you can see there, has got 10 MOA built in and a large bubble. So you've got the advantage over the single rings that you have got a larger bubble, which is nice and easy to see. There's more room, so you can get a bigger bubble in. And also, of course, you've got the ability to put in extra minutes. So say you've got a 20-minute rail. This one is a 20-minute rail. I don't need this. This is only a small gun, but let's say that you're trying to get a loopy caliber right out to a mile or something, and you need 70, 80 minutes or whatever. You are going to run out of rail sooner or later, even if you put a 30 or even a 40 on. There is a limit, and what you can do here is you can put the Uni-mount on, and you can order 0, 10, 20, etc. in that as well. So it's another little feature there. You can add extra elevation, and that will go on whatever the rail. They don't have to match or anything. So you could have a 0-minute rail and a 20-minute Uni-mount. You could have a 20-minute rail and a 20-minute Uni-mount, whatever you want. So I like that. There are 2 versions. This is the short saddle, and they really mean it. I mean, that is very compact. So that's the short saddle, 34mm on the ridiculously overachieving Bushnell 34mm ERS Tactical. Wow, do I rate this thing. But that's another story. I'll show you the wide saddle now on my RPR. Okay, the excellent Swaro X5. Again, big fan of this scope. And look how much wider the wide saddle is, the long saddle. So that's the short saddle, which literally just goes around the saddle of the scope, although it's a big tactical scope. And then that's the wide saddle, long saddle. So, you know, you can get an idea for the size difference. This is also a 10 MOA version. You can choose whatever you want. So, big bubble, titanium fittings, the state-of-the-art CNC design, great looks, 6-bolt, long saddle and short saddle, utterly repeatable. You can take that off, put it back on, It's got to be on the same slot, and you've got to have a rail that isn't made of chocolate and such like. But on a quality rifle, you unscrew this thing and then carefully put it back, do it up, and it will be in the same hole. I've done it so many times, and every time it makes me smile. And it's very handy, saves you a lot of room in your cabinet. Say you haven't got an infinite amount of room. This rifle, I mean, imagine how much space that takes up in your gun cabinet. Look how wide it is. So take these off and, you know, store it separately. You don't get any scope dings. You halve the amount of width that the rifles take up in the safe. Just for that, it's worth it and handy. And then there's the night vision side of things as well. So very useful to have repeatability. Okay guys, just in time for this review, the latest add-on to the Uni-mount has arrived with me. This fits the front or rear ring, or cap, whatever you want to call this top section. And you can replace it with a Picatinny rail, all top quality. And that means that you can add on all manner of Picatinny based accessories. So, you know, infrared torches, etc. Screens for DIY night vision, whatever fits on a Picatinny rail. So that is a really useful hop up, and that's now available for the Uni-mount range. That will fit on the front or the rear, forwards or backwards, so very useful. Of course, you could run two of them, really get what you need on top of the scope. So you've got a really good investment here. You've got you know, unbelievable toughness. You want to put this on a 50 cal, then no problemo. You've got the titanium fittings that aren't going to wear out, so if you want to take it off and on as many times as you want, you're not going to get any wear. Repeatable POI, that's tested and proven. They come with this beautiful little wedge that you put in there, that central slot, and it will level the scope. I still recommend checking it with a plumb line, hanging vertically down and aligning your crosshairs to that, but it's a really nice little thing in the box. You get top quality Torx bits, and you get this little wedge that you can wedge in there, and it will make sure that it's square to the rail, which is just a classy little touch. Obviously, you know, this is a more expensive system than the normal rings, and their normal rings are up to the job, but this is a burlier system, and you do have that advantage of the bigger bubble, and you've got the advantage of the top cap that you can put on with a pick rail on, and of course you can build minutes into this system as well, which is very cool. So it's a wonderful investment. Don't think that cheap rings will do. They really are a false economy. Any ring that comes with a little bit of sticky on the bottom of the bottom ring is not where you want to be. What they do is they bore them out to roughly the right size, and they make the sticky tape take up the slop. That is not how you want to be running, guys. Rings need to be perfect, and these tier ones are state of the art. They will not grip and mark your scope, which increases your resale value. You can just torque them up to 2.5 Newton meters and it's over. Your scope ain't going to move ever. You've got perfect 100% contact area with the scope tube. No crimping, no pressure points. All of these are things that will trip you up if you're not careful. So, you know, good kit, worth the investment. I really like the top cap. And the other news, of course, is that now they're doing 40mm in Uni-mounts. These guys were one of the first manufacturers to make 40mm rings for the big IORs. I was very, very pleased to see that. I've been running them for years now as a Uni-mount system. So, very exciting.